Hello and welcome back to Wallblocks. In this episode we are looking at the famous Siege of Orléans. The day is 1428 and 1429. We are in central Francia and we are looking at the turning point in the 100 Days War between Francia and England. Today, as I've said, we are looking at the Siege of Orléans. In central Francia, this is the major turning point in the 100 Days War between the kingdoms of Francia and the Kingdom of England. This battle would lead the Francians to regain massive confidence with the arrival of one of the most iconic Francian heroes in history. First, the people involved. The kings at the time were Charles VII of Francia and Henry VI of England. We apologise, the image seems to not have updated, but it is King Henry of England, not Edward. The information below is correct. King Henry has been the King of England since the day 1422. He was the head of the Plantagenet house. And has led several successful battles and keeping the tradition alive. He claimed the right to the throne of England. Henry was in the Blazecaster, part of the Plantagenet family, who was still facing troubles domestic from the Park family, another part of the Plantagenet family. Now back to the ruler of Francia, Charles VII. He had been king since the day 1420, but was not officially coronated until after the battle, and was head of the Valois family, and which was a branch of the Capetian dynasty, the hereditary family that has been on the Francian throne since the formation of it as a country. This battle, of course, was fought over the Francian crown. King Henry's ancestors were Francian, and his descendants, mother-in-law, or mother, should I say, was at one point a Francian daughter. Also involved in this siege was the Burgundies, led by Philippe III, who controlled a large amount of territory in both the Duchy and County of Burgundy and what is currently Belgium. As you can see here, we have a map, but we also have other maps. So we are now going to go live to the map room to show you what occurred in this famous siege. Welcome to the Roblox map room. The map to my left shows the large town of Orléans, surrounded by the red crosses of French forces on the island in the middle of the river. In the blue cross is where the English forces have fled to. The English at the start of the battle surrounded the town of Orléans. It's located in central France here. It was the northernmost city, remaining loyal to the Valois French crown. The English and their Burgundian allies controlled the rest of northern Francia, including the capital city of Paris and the most populous city of Reims. This is why the Charles VII wasn't coronated, because Reims was the traditional place for a coronation, and it was controlled by the English at the point where his father had died. So in the early stage of the siege, the English surrounded the city, the town, and began artillery bombardment of the towers and the walls of this city. The French fired fake mines, fake artillery, in an attempt to deter the English. One of the towers in the main entrance fell to the English, but then a marshal with massive French reinforcements prevented the English from repairing and crossing a bridge, which would have led to them seizing the town. The English then suffered major setbacks when one of the senior commanders, the Earl of Salisbury, was struck in the face by debris when a cannon fired. This caused the English operations to be suspended while he was recovering. After defending and holding for a week, this Earl died of their injuries. This pause in fighting led the citizens of Orléans to fully destroy the rest of the bridge into the city, and a new siege commander was appointed in the late stages of the day 1428. Over the next few bits of the days, strongholds were set up around Orléans for protection. During the final stages of 1428, the Burgundian forces, about 1,500 soldiers, arrived in support of the English forces. By the early 1429, the English had built lots of defensive positions around the city, but blocking supplies. But then a young peasant girl called Jeanne d'Arc arrived at Orléans, believing to be the true commander of the Francian, and was put in, and after heavy significance and resistance from the French forces was put in charge. For many years around Francion, there was a belief that, or a superstition, that an armoured maiden would appear and be the saviour during war, but these prophecies had been vague. They did not specify when or where. After a few days, Germaine convinced, after a few parts of the day, Germaine convinced the Francian top commanders that she could lead them to victory. They assembled a convoy under the command of a marshal, bringing supplies to Orleans. This is just outside Orleans. This was when 400 to 500 soldiers in this caravan made its way to Orleans and led to the end of the battle. Leading to roughly 4,000 English casualties as opposed to the 2,000 Francian. This battle and the arrival of this mysterious soldier was a massive morale boost for the Francians. They turned the tide and eventually won the war. The Francians also, at the end of the battle, ended up with a majority. They had about 6,500 fully trained soldiers and about 3,000 armed citizens from inside Orleans, compared to the 3,500 English and 1,500 Burgundian soldiers. Although the Francian won the battle, there was heavy losses. The Francian lost about 2,000. This is only about half of what the English lost. Although the city of, or town of Orleans was heavily damaged. We now go to the city of Orleans. We have archival footage showing the extent of the damage to Orleans. This footage is low quality given how early on in Minecraft it was, and it was filmed not by professional camera crew. It was filmed by a so-called journalist or influencer to be posted.
Hey guys, it's me again. I'm currently looking at the next battle. So it's like 1429 now, and this battle at this place in France here, Orleans I think it's called. This town's been going on for ages. The English have been like trying to take the city, and like, you know, I mean the city's like really destroyed, like, you know, you get it guys. Like, I don't think I'm meant to go in, because it's like, I'm English and, you know, the Francians don't like them. They've got the door, it's all still down, and, you know, I mean the battle is epic though. Like, you have to see it. I posted some footage. It's been going on since yesterday now, so I mean there's a lot of damage to the city. The English had big cannons, like firing cannons at the city, and it's like all like really damaged, like even inside. Like, I can just get in through here, and it's like no one's in the streets, like really chill. Like that, there's the castle, and it's like, it's a bit destroyed on one side, like the walls being broken, and like and stuff like that. And then there's like, if you go down the street, there's like the church, the big church, and it's like one of the towers is like half blown up from being like bombed and stuff with like cannons and like hit with cannonballs. And then you've got like half the roof is like about to fall down, and it's just like really weird energy. Cause it's like this is where like loads of people have died, and it's like I'm just like walking through it. I'm just like nobody's here. And it's actually really cool to see. Like I'm just seeing the battle unfold. I'm like, yeah, it's real fun. It's like.
Well, you can see a resounding victory for the Francian forces, with a heavy loss inflicted on both the English and the Burgundies. This led to the first of many of the Francian victories later on during this war. Next week on War Blocks, we are jumping through time. We will look at the famous Siege of Calais, the day 1558.